Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is the weekly market analysis. I'm going to be doing this at the end of each week to learn from my mistakes and to upload a new video for you guys. Anyways, this is Monday. We're analyzing the E-mini S&P 500 futures. The time frame is 2000 tick chart. So on Monday we start with the push up, break a new high, and you have another push up. Alright, there's no range here because the EMA is just simply pointing too much to one direction. And now you have another strong push up, break a new high, EMA holds. So you have to draw a wider channel here. You have to combine these swings, something like this. EMA keeps holding. Now you do have a nice second entry long failed breakout. It also is a very nice two-legged pullback, so a very tempting trade. It also confirms our channel. This channel is quite skeptical. Alright, we don't trust it fully, but it is a great setup. Very tiny risk too, so definitely takeable because a lot of traders are getting trapped in this momentum. But a higher low is definitely a stronger setup, and you do get it here. It closes one tick above the EMA, so great setup. Keep pushing higher, keeps confirming our channel. Failed second entry short, but the risk is too much, so education wise it's a great trade, but practically you're not gonna be able to take this. So you keep pushing higher. Now there's a very nice fitting secondary channel. You already do have break new high and you keep pushing higher, so I'm gonna delete this wider channel and I'm gonna play this channel like this. New high, first entry long, failure second entry long. Very tempting second entry long, but it looks like you do have overshoot. Overshoot generates stronger pullbacks. So yes, you do have overshoot. You're not going to be able to take this, even though overshoot is being negated here because you keep pushing higher. Now you're in a range, nice higher low setup, but you cannot take it simply because you would like something earlier here right after the push above the EMA. It simply has a pullback. So yeah, no setup. Failed second entry short, but it doesn't trigger. Nice second entry long. You do have an uptrend like this. Second entry long, first entry long, failure second entry long. Great setup. Nice signal bar. So you're gonna zoom out here. You're very bullish, alright? Even after breaking new high, for this uptrend, you keep going higher, So you're very bullish, but market is about to close. Alright, now on to Tuesday. You're ranging here, bearish imbalance because the price is not able to fully test the resistance here, and you keep pushing lower, break a new low for the downtrend. Now you push higher, uptrend has overshoot, you push quite low. Alright, this push is a very low, it is below the EMA, so you do want the reversal setup. You're not looking for new high anymore because the pullback is simply too deep. Failed second entry long, but the signal bar is a doji, tail at the top, and it's a great high probability setup. Now you keep pushing higher. Something like this is simply too wide, too broad, impossible. Breaking you out for the uptrend, but you keep pushing higher. You have to draw something wider here, like this. And now the true breaking new high. Downtrend, a lot of chop around here, and another uptrend. Alright, so you're still on a range. You still want to buy low, sell high, but this is a great high probability setup. First entry long, failure second entry long. This is quite congested here, so you can count this as failed breakouts. A lot of sellers are getting trapped here. It also looks like a two-legged pullback, second entry long. The signal bar is nicely hugging the EMA, so great trade. And now you have downtrend. You want to take second entries at the key entry point. Now, trends tend to be weaker in ranges, so you'd rather draw something tighter like this here, break a new low for the downtrend, and you start reversing. The market has a channel for every price movement, break a new high for the uptrend, and you start reversing again. A lot of chop, very choppy. Failed second entry long here right after breaking new high, but you are above the EMA. You are very bullish. You just had breaking new high, so you don't want to immediately reverse. You want a clear sign before doing that, like a push below the EMA, which you don't have here. This chop and market is about to close. Alright, I'm gonna remove these for no spoilers. Alright, break a new high for the uptrend. This push is very strong, so you have to draw its own channel. Break a new high for the uptrend, and you start reversing. Downtrend, break new low. But you do have quite a strong bearish imbalance. As you can see, we're not able to fully test the resistance. As you can see, we cannot keep lowering this and lowering this. So this is what we call bearish imbalance, when it is a range with a slight tilt when one side is slightly stronger than the other. This results in a breakout, so you don't want to be fading a breakout when there is an imbalance like this. Alright, now what's going through my mind here is a triple test at the resistance here, but as you can see, the bearish pressure is very strong, and even in this tiny range, inside of this bigger range, you're not able to test the resistance, and you make a breakout. Alright, you break out, very strong breakouts. Most breakouts will fail, but when there is a very strong imbalance like this, you cannot be fading anything. So for example, here you're going to be taking a failed breakout, impossible. Downtrend, second entry short. Contextually, it's great. You need to test the new low for this downtrend. New low, first entry short, failure second entry short. The only problem with this is the signal bar is an inside bar doji, so impossible to take. You're chopping and you keep pushing lower. So after you keep pushing lower, even after that break a new low, you can draw now a wider channel like this. Fits price action quite well. And you do have overshoot. Overshoot generates stronger pullbacks, and as you can see here, this is a very strong pullback. I was scared that we might not be able to test the new low here, because this pullback is very strong, could start an uptrend on its own, but we did have a push below the EMA here and a second entry short. So first entry short, failure second entry short. Alright, 2 new low, first entry short, failure second entry short. Great high probability setup. The risk is quite big, so you do want to be taking the limit order here, but you would have gotten filled and you would have gotten quite a decent runner with it. And now you're in a range uptrend. You do have some weird channel like this here. Downtrend, so you are in a range, and now you have very big spike. Right, very big spike. So the ATR is quite big, almost 6 ATR. This is caused by some news. I'm not sure exactly what news it is, but it's definitely some news. So this distorts our price action. Downtrend, two-legged pullback. I wanted to see some reversal to keep pushing higher, and market is about to close. Alright, this is Thursday now. Downtrend. He starts an uptrend. The EMA is quite flat here, spike up, spike down. So there you do want to draw a range, especially at the start where you want to draw the key levels of the day. Uptrend, first entry long, failure second entry long. Alright, two-legged pullback, second entry long, great high probability setup, but the only problem is it's not fully at the EMA. Second entries that are not fully at the EMA are incredibly risky because you will get trapped. It's a very high chance that you will get trapped with a double trap so not possible to take here, and you start reversing lower. So we didn't fully test the new high, but at this point, after EMA held here, EMA held here, you cannot be expecting new high, and you have to be playing the downtrend. Another second entry short that's too far from the EMA. Break, you expect new low, but again, you do not test the new low for the downtrend, and you've just pushed up too far. You're in a range. You want uptrend, so you want to take something like a high low setup here, and you do have a higher low setup. Now the downtrend, this downtrend, has a tiny break and new low, but it is considered new low. If this downtrend still expected, if we still expected that new low for the downtrend, I wouldn't have taken it, but we do already have new low, so I took this high low. Unfortunately got stopped out, but I re-entered on this failed second entry short and I got the win. Right now you're turning to some bigger uptrend here. No real setup, and market is about to close. Friday here, so this is the last day of the week. This was quite a nice day, clear price action, but you did have CPI news here that distorted the price action, so you kind of want to ignore it and just look through it. You can connect these swings here, you connect market geometry to make this quite nice channel up. No setup, fortunately, no setup to test the new high. Oh, sorry, there is quite a good second entry long here. Alright, so new high for the uptrend, first entry long, failure, second entry long, big tail at the bottom, closes at very high, nice reversal bar. You want to get new extreme, you have to put your stop loss below this bar. You cannot put it somewhere in the middle because there is going to be noise, and as you can see, we did have a pullback, but the trade still won if you followed your rules. You're reversing, breaking new low for the downtrend. You don't want a wider channel like this was tempting, but you don't want to draw a wider channel in a range simply because trends tend to be weaker. Uptrend, overshoot, you expect new high for the uptrend, and you do have a second entry long. Alright, quite a nice second entry long. First entry long, failure, second entry long, started below the EMA but closed above the EMA. Nice setup. And now you do have another second entry long, also a great setup. First entry long, failure, second entry long, and unfortunately stopped you out, but you can re-enter on this higher low. Great high probability setup, high low setup, confirming the second entry long. You still need to test new high for this uptrend, new high for two uptrends actually, which is a very good sign. New high for this, oh no, sorry, we already had new what am I saying, sorry. Anyways, you need new high for this uptrend. You got the new high. Now you're just dropping downtrend, first entry short, failure, second entry short above the EMA, double bar entry is just too far down, and market closed. So thank you everybody for watching. See you next time.